Coach, the rain is falling, the fans are soaked, but here's the bottom line. We've got football at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. Here's a scene a short time ago. The Ravens introduced to this sellout crowd, and through a sea of pyrotechnics, out they came from the tunnel. We're set to go as the Ravens get ready to match up with Tom Brady and the defending Super Bowl champion New England Patriots. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Wait, set. 380. 48 mark. Get the ball. Check. Check. Wait, check.
They'll run with a former Super Bowl hero. It's James White. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That one good for 13 and a New England first down. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, where that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 45-yard line.
Slant route caught by Edelman. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
Brady to throw on 2nd down. This one complete to Mohamed Sanu. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 14 yards is the pickup there, and a New England first down. First down, here's White. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and no more. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Here we go. Let's bring it. Let's go. Let's bring it. Let's bring it. Rip. 36. 33.
Now Brady. And an alley to run. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Now with the play clock about to expire, we get a whistle and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd.
It's going to be a long day. It's going to be a Ozzy. Ozzy. Hey, dude.
From the gun, it's Brady. Trying to squeeze it into Edelman, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 41. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. Edelman was the intended target. He's going through a rough patch throwing the football. 4 interceptions in that loss last week. Opening drive starts the game with a pick here.
But we did spend time with the head coach and the offensive coordinator and asked them, what did you see on tape? What did you see on film? And they talked about mechanics, making sure that he gets his feet underneath him, doesn't overstride, does a better job taking care of the football. And I think they're shocked as anyone to see the first one of the game here in this one.
Yeah, he needs to start heeding their advice.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field It can really generate.
Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Marquise Brown, his 9th touchdown of the season, as his guys are able to strike first. Here in this opening quarter, Justin Tucker for the extra point. Footing likely going to be an issue all night here on a rainy night, but this one is good. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Pats at the line ready to go. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, in first place in their division, looking good, looking to be a threat come January. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
Here we go. Get the team on it. Get the team on it. Watch the twist. Watch the twist. Here we go.
They go to the former Saint, Mark Ingram. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Jackson from the shotgun. Stepping up, he'll try and run. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Patriots. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. And hopefully for both sides, not a sign of things to come, Charles. This morning, it was so perfect outside, but we knew this weather was coming, and we see the effects of it here early on.
And I wonder if how perfect it was this morning has psychologically fooled everyone. You know, it's almost like even though we were told the weather was coming, and you know the teams knew it as well, that maybe they got fooled and thought, it's going to be okay. And now they're probably a little upset that it's out there.
Because warm-ups were dry.
Oh, well, dry, and now you've got to make the change up, and it's the first quarter. Might take them a little time to settle in on their focus and concentration.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Now with the play clock down to 2, we're going to get a timeout here. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. On 2nd down, they'll run with White, and he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. Brady looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. That makes them now 0 for 2 here in the first quarter on 3rd down conversions.
And now they'll look to their defense because they need them to step up so they don't fall further behind here in the early going.
The Patriots send out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin him back. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in. But I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. They'll fake the give to Ingram. Now Jackson. Got a man. It's Brown. The 30. 10. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown. His 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Ravens are able to show off their quick strike ability. Tucker now to add the point after. And it's good to make it 14-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Pats at the line, ready to go. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They go right back to White here on 1st down. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Hey, 66.
Well, now they'll try the end around. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
And it's 3rd down.
2 minutes gone by, 2nd quarter.
36. Here we go. Check 37. Check 37. Check it. Reload.
Throwing is Brady on 3rd down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Matt Judon in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. Brady not coming to the sideline. They're going to go for it here on 4th.
Check, check, check. Regular, regular. Hey, both 66. 36. Shadow.
They do go for it. It's Brady. And this is incomplete. A surprising move to go for it. Predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Ravens get the football back and in great shape. Jackson fakes the give and keeps it. This one complete to Ingram. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. 10 yards there, good enough for a Raven first down. Throwing now, Jackson on first down. Setting up the screen here to Edwards. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up first and goal.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
They'll run here with Ingram. And he's going to battle his way down right around the 2-yard line. That's a gain of 7, and we'll leave them with second and goal coming up. And maybe the wrong read there as he's going to go down immediately. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up third down. 2 minutes to play first half. It's 14-0. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. Third and goal, Jackson. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. A gain of 5, but not enough. Leads to a 4th and goal. The Patriots will take their third and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Can this defense hold them out? Here we go now. 4th and goal from the 2. Jackson fakes the give and keeps it. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Mark Ingram, his 5th touchdown now on the year as the Ravens push further out in front. CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
At their own 25-yard line.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Now, meanwhile, the throw by Brady knocked away, incomplete. Phillip Dorsett, the intended receiver, and it's third down.
3 down, 3 down. Let me go. Go. Regular.
Shotgun now for Brady. And he'll have his man. That's Edelman. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. Now, how many times have we seen that? Third down, and Tom Brady turning to old reliable Julian Edelman. Of course, no Rob Gronkowski now. Edelman, the main holdover, the 33-year-old who was a Super Bowl MVP last season.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the...
And Brady going to be intercepted a third time. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
The Ravens take over first and
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
A gain of 3, second down.
A 3-yard pickup. yards at 2nd and 7.
Play action. It's Jackson. He's going to let this one go deep. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Devin McCourty picks it off. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Final play of the first half, barring a penalty, as they come up on 1st and 10.
Easy. Alert.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments. Oh, wide open, complete. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Marquise Brown, 75 yards, as the Ravens push further out in front. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Pats at the line, ready to go. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. He works his way forward for a couple up past the 30. From the gun on third down, Brady. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off at the 39. Gates, the intended receiver there. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. Jackson going to throw again. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Jason McCourty, a safety blitz and a sack.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
Here's Jackson on 3rd and long. Well, the two men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
And I don't think Edelman will be able to get to this one. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad. The Pats at the line, ready to go. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. 23 yards the pickup there.
He's checking.
72.
Showing it. Joker. Watch safety green. Wait for the end.
They'll run on first down. It's White. And he'll take this one across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Set the tone, C-Tags. Let's go.
Sugar.
48 the mic. 64.
Bravo.
65.
Alpha.
Brady going to throw. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 34-yard line. Well, we know Dorsett can make those plays with that top-end speed. You think back to the Combine 5 years ago when he ran a 4.33. And now in his 3rd season in New England after 2 in Indianapolis, but only 290 yards last year. Patriots want to utilize him more. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. They go play action for White. Now it's Brady sliding out of the pocket. He's got him in, complete. It's Julian Edelman. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
Bullet high. 72.
On play action, it's Brady. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Pernell McPhee able to record his 5th sack of the season.
61, matchbox lights.
Line 36. Defense wins championships, baby.
Shadow. Right to the end.
Another try after the first down sack. Brady complete to Dorsett. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. That was the 8th play of the drive, so a somewhat fitting pickup of 8 yards. Back now in Baltimore. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4.
Let's go, D. Let's go. Hey, let's get there.
SOS. Alpha.
SOS. Watch 36. 36 to Mike. Watch the run.
Hey, Echo.
Mike, 36.
Alert.
36. Check Mike. Watch 36.
Alert.
On 3rd down, Brady. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Well, it's a Pyrrhic victory at best, but Charles, no team wants to get shut out, so it's hard to blame them for taking the 3 there.
You can't blame them one bit. It hasn't been the best performance, that's for darn sure. But there is something to be said for fighting to avoid the goose egg, and they're at least trying to finish out strong.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I enjoy. We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones. And it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower?
Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Picked off by Patrick Chung. Now they get a fourth quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3.
Mike 48, Mike 48.
Hey, cover!
Brady deferring to White on the draw. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
Not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, but guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the 4th. Under 4 to go now as they come up on 2nd down.
Check. Watch 36. 36 to Mike. Here we go. Mike, to learn.
Throwing again. Brady. Caught by Sanu. He's got this to the 30 before being taken down. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens 30. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. They'll run with White. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for 2nd down.
He's crashing. He's checking crash. Switch it. Come on, switch it.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Brady. The veteran Jimmy Smith there on the coverage. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now Brady. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off here by Jimmy Smith. And he'll take it across midfield to the 46-yard line. The tight end Gates, the intended target.
Check the backer. Kill.
This is Ingram on 1st and 10. And he's going to be met at about the 43. There to stop him, Juwan Bentley. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. It goes as a loss of 6. And now 3rd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
58, right over there. Yeah. Mike.
Jackson now, throwing on 3rd and long. And this is caught by Watkins. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. That's good for a Raven first down, 15 yards there. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And a pitch to Ingram. And he's going to take this one down to the 25. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. Baltimore was the most run-heavy team in the league last year after Lamar Jackson took over as a starter. And you think about Mark Ingram. He goes from a situation where he was sharing time with Kamara in New Orleans. Now he figures to be the top guy in the Baltimore backfield. Although I guess you could say he's kind of splitting time with his quarterback, Lamar Jackson. But a great veteran presence Mark Ingram is behind Jackson. Ingram now in his 9th NFL season. Jackson now 12 of 16 thus far. It's 1st and 10. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And they're going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone could stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that is leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now, because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Pats at the line, ready to go. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward. Well, he strung it out as far as he could, and I like the fact that he kept his eyes downfield, but he finally ran out of time and room. But I'll take that over forcing it downfield and possibly having it intercepted.
He's got Sanu. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game.
Hey, come on out here. Come get some. Come get some. Come on here. Come.
Hey, check it.
On first down, Brady goes underneath here to White. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Now the Patriots will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Go, go, go.
Go, Bandit.
Watch 36.
Hey, 66.
Working from the gun, it's Brady. And a dump off to White. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. The Patriots will take their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds left to play. And for the second time tonight, his field goal unit comes out here. He connected on his first, this from 41. And this one is no good. He missed it. And this score will stay right where it is.
I tell you, it's not easy kicking field goals in the best of conditions. Yeah, in a downpour like we're in right now, it makes it that much harder. And sure enough, they can't convert here.
On first down, Ingram. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down. The previous run, good for 9. Here's second and a yard. And now he'll tuck it and run. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory. And they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, Pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of... But now, it's about taking the ball away. Taking away possessions, getting the ball back for their offense. They had 3 takeaways in this one, and it led them to victory.
So for Baltimore, they continue to cruise through this first half of the schedule as they move to 8-0 now on the campaign. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Cincinnati Bengals. Meanwhile, for the Patriots, they suffer their 4th loss so far. And they're going to get an extra week to stew over this as they're not back in action until Week 11. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.